SPC 100 digital colorimeter. And this is the kit that it comes in. So we're going to simply open it up and see what's inside. First, you can see the instruction manual, and then it's got a warranty manual that comes along with it. And then inside of it is the digital colorimeter itself, a screwdriver to open up the back panel, a cleaning brush for the sample vials, and then we've got two different types of sample vials, the 5 and the 10 milliliter sample vials, and we'll explain in a little bit about when and why we should use each one of those. And then comes with the free and total chlorine reagent, which in the DPD pillow packs is what we call them. So to get started, we're going to take the digital colorimeter here. It's already got the batteries in it, in this case. We're going to turn it on. And we've already got a domestic predetermined water source that we're going to use. And that's what this is for taking domestic water. So what and where should we use it, or how should we get started? So simply turn open the first page into the table of contents. And we're going to take a chlorine sample in the high or the low range, and we'll figure out what those mean. So we're going to simply turn over to page 7 and 8 and find out which one of the bottles and how we should go about using it. So in this particular case, the first one on page 8 is taking, with the glass sample vials, a chlorine sample that is in the range of 0.02 to 2.0 milligrams per liter or parts per million. So that would be considered the low range, okay? We flip over and it tells you exactly how to do a free and total sample on that one. If we flip over to the next page, we'll see that the plastic 5 milliliter vials are used, and we can see that the range is a little bit higher, quite a bit higher, 0.0 to 8.0 milligrams per liter or parts per million. Those terms can be used interchangeably. So it tells up in this particular case that we've got a domestic cold water sample. I already know that the range is quite high. So we're going to be using the high range sample. So we turn our colorimeter on, and after we turn it on, we're going to press the mode button. The mode button either goes to one or two options, CL8 or CL2. And in the high range sample, we're going to be taking the CL8, and we're going to be using this vial. So step number 1, after we turn it on, is take the domestic water source, which typically you're going to let it run from a sink, a shower, or a backflow preventer, or a hot water source. We're going to let that run for several minutes, at least 2 or 3 minutes, to get a good sample, not something that's just stagnant in the line. So this case, that has been the case, and we're going to fill it up right to 5 milliliters, which is right on the line. And then it's got a predetermined little arrow or triangle right here on the plastic sample vial, and there's an opaque one on the digital colorimeter. It's real important that we line those up together. So the first step is to zero it out, where we press the 0/test button, and it's going to blink a few times. And as it's doing that, and in a real case scenario, we're going to be letting that water run, and then we take our 5 milliliter sample and fill it up right to that line. And then now we can either use the pillow packs, but taking a free sample or a total chlorine sample. In this particular case, it's a monochloramine sample, so we're going to be taking a total sample. So instead of using the foil packs or the DPD pillow packs, I'm going to speed up the process, and I'm going to use one of these DPD Swift Test dispensers. This one, in this case, we're going to use the total one, which is the green one. And after that's been zeroed out, 0, for our sample, we're going to take 2 dispentations. And the reason we take 2, this is the high range. If we were to use the low range, we would just take 1 dispentation or 1 pillow pack. So we're going to do 2 squeezes. You can already see that it's turning a pinkish fuchsia type color, and so automatically you know that there is some chlorine or monochloramine in the water. And so the proper way to do is let this sit for about 3 minutes. We're going to place this inside the arrow, lines up with the arrow on the colorimeter, like thus. And then we're going to press the 0 test button once more, and it's going to blink a couple times. So now it gives us our range. And what is the total chlorine sample on the high range? It's 3.35 parts per million or milligrams per liter. And that's our number if we have the domestic monochloramine cold water sample. And if we were to take a free chlorine sample, we simply do the same thing, empty these out, wash them a couple times. Don't have to do it with soap. And then just take the free sample from the Swift Test dispenser, or we can use the pillow packs, 2 of those for the high range. And that's all I have for today. Thank you.